If you have BPD and your antidepressant isn't working, you're not a failure. If you have BPD, there's a 90% chance you've been prescribed an SSRI, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, like Prozac, Celexa, or Zoloft. But if you're still feeling the same fear of abandonment and identity confusion, you might feel like you're failing the medication. But here's the truth. You aren't failing. You're just asking the medication to do a job it wasn't built for. Now, I'm not a prescriber. I'm a psychologist treating BPD for 20 years. So what I'm about to share with you is simply based on my observations as someone who's worked with this condition over the past 20 years and worked with other providers who are prescribing medications. As with any medication, you must consult with a licensed medical provider to see what works for you. So think of your brain like a computer. BPD is a combination of hardware and software issues. SSRIs are hardware repair. They work on your serotonin system to lift the floor of your mood, right? They're great at treating the depression and anxiety that usually come with BPD. They can even dampen the noise of your emotions so you don't feel like you're constantly redlining. But they don't touch the software. SSRIs increase the serotonin between brain cells, which can help with affective lability, those rapid mood shifts, ups and downs. But research, including major trials this year already, shows that SSRIs have almost zero effect on the core symptoms of BPD, such as fear of abandonment, chronic feelings of emptiness, identity disturbance, and relational conflict. Those aren't chemical imbalances. Those are deeply ingrained patterns, your software. So why would a person take an SSRI who has BPD? Because if your hardware is crashing, if you're too depressed to get out of bed or too anxious to speak, you can't run the software updates you need. Let me be clear about something. As of 2026, there are still 0 FDA-approved medications specifically for BPD. Every medication prescribed for BPD symptoms is technically being used off-label. So the goal of an SSRI in BPD isn't to cure the disorder. It's to provide enough stability so you have the energy to engage in treatment such as DBT, dialectical behavior therapy. The medication clears the fog so you can actually learn the skills. In fact, head-to-head studies show that while meds help with depression, DBT is significantly more effective at stopping things like self-harm and suicidal ideation. Don't expect your pill to do the work your therapy is supposed to do. That's the bottom line. Use the meds as leverage, but keep your eyes on the skills. Have you felt like your meds stopped working when things got hard in your relationships? Let's talk about why that happens in the comments. And don't forget to give me a follow so you don't miss our next deep dive into BPD neurobiology.